Hey guys, welcome back. Today I thought I'd share with you how I play in my garden. Now, normally I would have it done a long time ago. A little bit behind this year. But for our area, we plant our gardens Memorial Day weekend, so turns out just fine. I'm probably going to be a little bit too late for a couple of things that I wanted to plant. But that being said, not sure if I'm going to have the room to plant everything that I wanted. So, without further ado, I use this book a lot. Back to Basics by the Reader's Digest. When I'm planting my garden, I reference this all the time. I used to take this book out at the library all the time when I was a kid. Right steady. And for my birthday one year, my grandparents bought me my own copy. So I've had this book for a long time. It's not in print anymore that I'm aware of. But you can still find it at places like eBay, Amazon maybe, yard sales. But if you can find it, I highly recommend getting a copy, because this is a book, when it's on your shelf, I don't think you're going to want to part with it. So, alright, let me bring you in closer for a better look. Copyright this book is 1981, so I mean it's not that old. But in it, it's got tons of stuff. Not just for gardening, but I mean everything. It goes right from like buying land, what to look for, water, all kinds of stuff. Let's see, energy from wood, water, and sun, your own veggies, livestock, fruit trees, harvesting, and then like how to make your own dyes for wool and stuff, braided rugs, stenciling, metalworking, soap making, candle making, making baskets, and then just some fun stuff like canoeing, kayaking, wilderness camping, outdoors in winter, fishing. This is a really cool book. I love this book. I will never get rid of this book. See, like this right here, this picture shows you how to lay out your property if you're building right from scratch. The different things that you might want to consider. Shows you how to build a fireplace, how to make your own sauna and hot tub. Pretty cool. So here it just talks about like the old style Indian sweat lodges that they'd make, how to make your own hot tub, how to build a sauna. Pretty sweet. But anyway, what we're looking at today is the garden section. So I use this to plan my garden because it has a chart right here that tells you like this is the vegetable that you want to plant and what it grows well with and things that it does not grow well with. So the foods, veggies that you wouldn't want to plant right next to each other, you'd want to give some space to. The tools, you know, basic gardening tools. It goes over everything. It's got the first and last frost dates, approximately. Talks about soil, composting. Right here they've got organic fertilizers, because I mean this is like it's pretty much a hippie book, for lack of a better term. No offense to the hippies. I love hippies, okay? Don't cancel me. But really, it's all about like doing things yourself, natural, organic, kind of like a back to the land movement type thing, getting away from commercialized and industrial farming. So they've got a chart, all different types of things you can add to your soil, like fish meal, which I actually bought some fish meal to add with the plants that I'm going to be putting in. Tells you, you know, if it's quick acting or and like the nitrogen and phosphorus and stuff that it would contain. Let's see, wood ashes. See, it says old time standard alkaline effect on the soil. This book is like priceless to me. I mean, like I said, I used to take this out all the time from the library when I was a kid, and I've had my own copy for years and years now. Then it goes over building your own compost, different ways that you can set it up. Talks about, you know, different ways of plowing and plowing sloped land. Talks about sprouting seeds for like meals and stuff, which I've done. I've showed you that in my bushcraft videos before. Greenhouses, cold frames. Okay, here in this section it tells you, it's got a list of all the different types of veggies. There's a few pages of this. It basically, it's like how to plant it, how to plant each veggie, you know, like how deep to plant it, the spacing, how to harvest it. I mean, all the information is here. Just about anything that you can think of. And I mean, obviously if there's something here that you can't think of, then you can always Google it, but let's see. Oh, right here. So here it talks about like, can't really see that, but probably can't show you much of this anyway for copyright reasons. But here it talks about the different pests and diseases that the plants have and how to rotate your crops around so that it's not constantly exposed to the same crop in the same area of your garden. I'm not an authority on this subject. I just thought I'd share what I do. So, I mean, just pages of this stuff. Soaker hoses. Here it goes over the different types of cover for your garden, different mulches and such.
Mama?
Yes, love?
Why'd you put that fan in here?
I had to put the fan over there because you're watching a show, and if the camera hears the movie that you're watching, I'm going to get in trouble. So I put the fan on so the camera doesn't hear your movie. Okay?
Why will you get in trouble if the camera here's my show and...
Because I didn't ask to put your movie on the camera. I don't have permission to do that. See? Even grown-ups have to ask for things sometimes. Also, something I forgot to mention back here is, I'm not sure if it's every single one of these. I don't remember. But at least most of these, yeah, it tells you like how many plants for each member of your family. So like here, 15 asparagus plants for each member of your family. Beans, I think it tells you how many foot row you need. Let's see, 2 to 4 foot of lima beans per person is ample, it says. So I mean, it tells you how much to figure in for your family. So I thought that was pretty handy. So, really good book. Highly recommend it. It's got tons of other stuff in the back. You hear about that, like working with metal. You can make your own scoops and stuff out of tin cans. The boys like to do different things with tin cans. It even tells you different ways how to get stains out of your clothes. And look, making your own fly paper. Wood ash, stove putty. Somewhere in here it tells you how to make whitewash. Here it's got, let's see, making your own perfumes. It's got some medicinal herb stuff in here somewhere. It's just chock full. This soap making, it is just chock full of useful information. Oh, there's some really old peonies. I forgot I put them in there. Peony petals. Look, you can do the Heimlich. I mean, seriously. Anyway, it's a good read. It's definitely one you want to keep on your shelf if you get your hands on it, in my opinion. Alright, now on to what I do. So what I did here is on this sheet of paper, I just made a list of all the things that I wanted to put in the garden. Some of it like lettuce, parsnips, I think I'm too late for. I mean, it'd probably be alright, but come find out I don't really have a whole lot of, as much room as I'd like. Anyways, so, anyway, I just made a list of all the different veggies that I wanted to plant, what I had for seeds, and that way I knew, okay, this is what I've got to put in here. And then I went and I made a I drew up a map. What is it, my love?
Have you seen Bloopy? The
Charlene told me I had to add the swing set, so I added the swing set. And it's kind of hard to get this just right. So here we're going to be putting in raspberries. We're just transplanting some that we have, and I've got like 4 plants that I got from Gurney's. And then using that book that I just showed you. Keeping it in mind the veggies that do grow well together and the ones that don't. I made a list, like, so I'm going to put all these veggies on this side, and then I'm going to put all these veggies on that side. So this year I'm changing it around. I usually have the rows going this way, but this year I'm going to have a little walkway in the middle, and I'm going to have rows going on either side. Just change it up, something different. So over here I'm going to have rhubarb, dill, and then I have roughly, this is all like, I mean, it's not right to a T, and this definitely is not perfectly to scale, but it's just to give you an idea, to get that picture in my mind so I can go out there and, you know, stake some things out, measure things. So I like to keep roughly a 2-foot border around the edge of the garden, so that when I'm weed whacking the edges of the garden and stuff, and as the plants grow, I'm not going to be, you know, damaging the veggies, but I can still keep the weeds down. So I would just make a list. Okay, I'm going to put this on this side, I'm going to put these veggies on this side, and then I went and I looked up like the row widths and the spaces that I needed in between each row for each different type of vegetable. So like here I've got Kennebecs, and then I have 4 feet in between. Then I've got another row of Kennebecs, 4 feet in between. Yukon Gold, 4 feet in between. Now I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to have enough seed potato to do 2 rows of each. There might be, like, the last row might be a combination, or like this row up here might be a combination of the 2. We'll see. But it'll be close anyway. I'm doing 4 feet in between because with the potatoes we gotta hill them, and I hill them by hand. So I like to leave enough space in between so that I can run the tiller in between the rows, for 1, for weeding, and 2, so it can soften up the soil right before I go out there with a rock rake and hill them up. And then I got green beans, and then I've got 3 feet of space, and I've got purple beans, 3 feet of space, and I got tomatoes. I got 2 rows of tomatoes, 2 foot. So the tomatoes is gonna be like a 2-foot row, widthwise, and it's gonna be, oh, what do we got here? 35 feet long. So I'm gonna have 15 plants per row. So I'm gonna have 2 rows of potatoes. Then I've got, how many plants do I got? 2, 4, 5. I've got 5 pepper plants. We don't need a whole lot of peppers because really the only thing that we do with them is we use a few for fresh eating, and then I'll put some in with like mustard pickles. I like to put them in the mustard pickles. And I still have some in the freezer, so I really didn't need to go overboard on peppers this year. And then here I also have, so in the pepper row, since I've only got 5 plants, I've got some space here for lettuce, parsnips, but like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to plant those. Might be too late. I don't know. Might try it. And then I got a little space down here for ground cherries. Now, when I started the ground cherries, whenever I put that video out, I started some flowers and ground cherries. Those ground cherries that I planted in that video, they'd never sprouted. It was old seed. So then I replanted it, and it did come up, but so they're not very big. So I'm not sure what they're going to do. I've never grown the ground cherries. I had them like 20 years ago at my grandmother's house. So we're going to try ground cherries, and we'll see what happens. And then I've got 2 rows of beets. And then I've got, you know, that border that goes around. Then on this side, I got sweet corn on this side and popcorn on this side. And before you freak out, no, you're not supposed to plant your sweet corn or, you know, 2 different varieties of corn together. You should have them 250 to 300 feet apart. so that they don't cross-pollinate, because if they cross-pollinate, it's not that it's going to ruin next year's corn, which, I mean, the seed probably wouldn't be any good, but like your sweet corn will be no good. Your popcorn will be no good. It won't be any good. But what I do, I've done this before, and it turned out. I'll go ahead and plant my sweet corn, and then I'll give it 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll plant the popcorn, because the popcorn you got to dry out on the stalks anyway, so it's not that big of a deal if it's out there a little bit longer than the sweet corn. So I plant the sweet corn, and then I stagger it, and I plant the popcorn like 3 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks. That way they're not tasseling at the same time, so they're not going to cross-pollinate and ruin each other. And then here I'm going to do a hill of watermelon, a hill of pumpkin. 1 hill of pumpkin for us is plenty. The kids just like to paint them, decorate with them, fall decorations around the house and stuff. And pumpkin pie, a few pumpkin pies and stuff. But we don't go through a whole lot of pumpkin. I might freeze some for recipes and stuff. But and then I'm going to do a hill of zucchini, hill of yellow squash, and cucumbers. Now, I've only got 1 hill here for cucumbers, but I'm going to plant 2 different varieties. I'm going to plant Boston Pickler and Market More, would be like your fresh eaten cucumber. Honestly, I wish I had room to do more zucchini, more cucumbers. And the watermelon, I've got like it's a small heirloom variety, so there's, you know, it's a, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Shorter season. There we go. Shorter season for the watermelon. Here I got carrots, but I wish I had more room. But honestly, this is probably all I'm gonna be able to handle for now anyway. But I'm always thinking like, gee, I want to can this and this and this and this and this, and so then I want a great big huge garden. Oh man! But last year, oh my word, I had an awful bout of fatigue for months and months. For the most part, I feel better now. Still get tired pretty easily, but so I wasn't able to keep up with it last year. So hopefully this year will be a lot better, because it was sad to just kind of sit and watch it all go. Alright, and then I've got 2 rows of peas, and really that's all I got left for room. That's it. And then here we got strawberries, and then we got the blueberry bushes here. And then out this way there's the fruit trees and stuff. Kind of hard to give you a close-up of this, but okay, so that is how I plan my garden. I use this book a lot. Like I said, this is pretty much this is like the backbone, and yeah, I really recommend it if you can find it. I would definitely pick one up. So now time for the real work. That was the brain work. Now I've got to actually get out there and do it. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, any comments, go ahead and leave them down below, and I will do my best to get back to you. Catch you on the next one.